Hello, everybody, and welcome to World Cinema Breakdown. And as usual, I'm your host, Utkarsh Raheja. And before I dive into today's video, I'm really excited to thank all of you for getting me to 200 plus subscribers. And hopefully, you just continue joining me on this adventure and this journey, and we can just keep on growing from here. And if you're watching this and you have not hit the subscribe button, please click that little red icon to subscribe so you can watch more of this content and hopefully enjoy some of it or all of it. But let's get into today's video. It's about Disney Plus Hotstar's new show called The Great Indian Murder. And I'm excited for the show because it sounds like a murder mystery, and who doesn't love a good murder mystery, am I right? And not only that, this is a Hotstar show, and I personally haven't seen too many things on Hotstar. The only thing I do recall seeing on here and enjoying quite a bit was Special Ops, and that was fun, so I'm sure this will have great production value as well. Moreover, I do recall that this show comes out on February 4th, and that's really interesting because from what I recall, so many things are coming out on February 4th in OTT. So there's going to be an avalanche of content, especially Rocket Boys. My previous video that I made was a trailer for a show called Rocket Boys, and if you haven't checked out that video, please check it out. The link will be in the description. That comes out on February 4th as well, so it's going to be tough to binge all these things on February 4th and 5th, but hey, let's see how the ride goes. But for now, let's just dive into this trailer and see what this particular show's about.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've gathered here today to celebrate a very special occasion.
Bunch of rich people.
For a very special man, Mr. Vicky Rai.
Oh.
शबनम सक्सेना, famous Bollywood heroine. You want to sleep with her? अरे रहने दे. ठरक की भाषा सब जगह कॉमन होती है. सब समझता है जोधू भगत.
Ooh, we just saw murder there. Hey, that's Pratik Gandhi. 6 suspects. Ashutosh Rana.
विकी राय को किसने मारा है कोई नहीं जानता.
मेरे बेटे की हत्या की जांच के लिए सीबीआई इंक्वायरी बैठाई जाए. सूरज यादव.
Richard Chadda. It's a big star cast. We just keep seeing new names.
He raped me when I was
Seen her somewhere as well.
हरामजादा बचना नहीं चाहिए.
Of course him.
चक्कर शुरू हुआ जब मोहन कुमार गांधी जी का असर शुरू हुआ.
I'm going for that interview. And you see what I say about Vicky Rai, the bastard.
सब बहुत परेशान हैं.
The guy from Family Man.
मैं क्या पूरा हिंदुस्तान चाहता था.
The guy from Made in Heaven. There's such a massive star cast. I just keep seeing people I recognize.
नक्सल वाला जो एंगल है ना वो बाहर नहीं आना चाहिए.
आपकी होगी राजनीतिक हत्या.
छत्तीसगढ़ के सीएम बोरा जी उनको इस केस में घेरी
A lot of politics involved as well, as we can see.
डंडा घुसेड़ के झंडा बना दिया.
Why are you behaving like you're Mahatma Gandhi?
I am Gandhi.
Get out of here, you weirdo!
Oh, Tigmanshu. Ajay Devgan's producing it? Interesting.
किसका वेट कर रही हो? भूकंप आया और हम हिलाए.
बहुत दिन से देख रही हूँ आप इस केस को घुमा के किसी और ही दिशा में पहुंचाना चाह रहे हैं.
So these are the two lead detectives. Politics. Vengeance.
Hotstar Specials presents
Huh.
The Great Indian Murder. 4 फरवरी से
Wow, that was
Disney Plus Hotstar पर.
that was actually quite a trailer because, I did not expect it to to have such a massive star cast because, as you saw, from my facial expressions, every time, a new character was introduced in the trailer, I would be like, wait a minute, I recognize that person, and I'm really excited not only for the star cast, which I'll touch on in a second. Let's get to the direction first of all. This is directed by Tigmanshu Dhulia, as we saw in the trailer, which honestly I didn't know going into it. And I'm excited because of that, because of the fact that he's so engrossed in storytelling. Because correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe he's a producer, he's an actor, he's a screenwriter, he's even a casting director, and I believe he does something else as well. He's so multi-talented. So the fact that he's directing it means he's gonna have his own flavor into it. And a man who's so experienced and so talented in multiple facets of filmmaking can only, add to it. Moreover, going back to the cast, I mean, the casting is massive. Let's just take a look at the IMDb page for this casting here. wow, I mean, look at this massive star cast, right? And this is not even the entire star cast, as a matter of fact. But we see so many big names here. But there's four people in particular that I'm really excited to see what they bring to their role, is because I've seen them in some work recently in the last year or so. One of them being Pratik Gandhi. You know, I saw him in Scam 1992, and he was the lead in that, and it looks like he's one of the main two detectives here. And it seems completely like a different role than what we saw him in that piece. So that should be exciting. And similarly, Ashutosh Rana, I saw him in Aranyak, and he always has that gravitas. You know, like when he's on screen, you just definitely cannot ignore the man because of the presence he brings. And Sharib Hashmi and Shashank Arora, both of these I'm excited about as well, because both of these played slightly, calmer or comedic relief type of roles in the shows that they're known for. Because Sharib Hashmi, he was, one of the main cops in The Family Man, and he had great chemistry with Manoj Bajpayee, but he would always have these funny lines from time to time. And Shashank Arora was one of the main characters in Made in Heaven, and similarly, he had a calming presence. He would come in, narrate things. He would have some funny lines. But it seems like all these characters, they're playing much more serious roles in this. So let's see how they kind of change up how they take on the role. And I think the fact that it's a murder mystery makes it even more exciting because with a massive star cast, that just means there's more suspects and more suspense as to who done it type of a thing. But besides the star cast, the fact that Ajay Devgan is producing this makes me want to watch it even more, because if Ajay Devgan's putting his own money into it, that means he clearly believes in the project. And lastly, the very last thing I was excited to touch on was the fact that this is based on a book called The Six Suspects. And I'm so excited about this, to the point that I'm actually going to go buy this book pretty soon and actually read it as soon as I watch the show. Because if there's one thing you don't know about me, I'm an avid reader and I love to read. And I mean, I would love to watch the show and then read the book and maybe even compare the two. But for now, I'm excited to watch the show, and let's just see. When it comes out, I'm probably gonna binge it. But there's just so many things that come out on February 24th. It's gonna be hard to choose, what I tackle first. But I'm extremely excited to, take it on. But for now, thank you so much for joining me, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for getting me to 200 subscribers. I mean, seriously, thank you so much. I'm only excited to see where this goes. Thank you for joining me today. Bye bye.